Hello, welcome everybody. I told you I would do it again, and I'm doing it again, and I'm going to try to do it every single week from now on. How's everybody doing tonight? Shane Reacts, thank you so much for being here, for all the comments, for all the support. Jamie Wilkerson, a brand new channel member, welcome. Welcome. Donna Lee C., I'm doing very well, thank you so much. How are you doing? Jaden Gagnon, welcome. I hope everyone's having a wonderful evening. I'm going to read some scary stories tonight. I'm going to read them live as I record them, and you'll be able to hear them again, probably sounding much better and edited on Sunday when I release my newest video. Bobby King, what's going on, my friend? Always a pleasure. Wendy Summerer, welcome. Hello, super excited to be here. I'm excited to have you here. JM, hello, my sleeping pill at night. That should be my nickname, huh? Sleeping pill. I'm going to just change my name to that. It's not going to be being scared anymore. It's going to be sleeping pill. A little bit later on, I'll explain how I came up with the name Being Scared for my channel. I've told this story many times in the past in past live streams, but I haven't live streamed other than a week ago. I haven't live streamed in like 3 years. So I'm assuming there's going to be a lot of people in here that have never heard that story. And if you would like to hear why I named my channel Being Scared, I'll tell that story in a little bit. Michelle D., thank you for being here. Love the stories. Oh, thank you very much. Carlo, hi from Ireland. This is perfect timing. From Ireland. Oh, wow, that is incredible. I can't wait to visit Ireland someday. Edwin, just finished work. Perfect time for the live stream. Sounds good, man. It sounds good. Let's go. Let's get it going. So as I was saying earlier, I'm going to be reading some scary stories live tonight and be recording them, and I'll put them on my channel on Sunday in a brand new video. And I'm not sure if my audio sounds a bit different this time, but it might, because I have a sound booth at my house, and I've had it for quite a while now. And when I close the doors in the summertime, it just turns into a sauna in here. So I have the door open right now with a fan pointing at me because it's so hot. But when I read the stories, I'm going to close the door to ensure that I've got that quality to the narration. And I'm probably going to melt as I'm reading the stories. Bridget from Jamaica, that is unbelievable. Thank you so much for being here. Michael says, hi there, my name is Mike. I love your stories. I'm also blind, but I'm just like everybody else. I hope you respond. Thanks. Well, I just did. Well, thank you so much for being here, Mike. So something I'm always paranoid about when I'm doing live streams is the quality of the audio. And so in the chat, if you guys could just tell me, what is it, how does it sound? The sound of my voice. Is it low? Is it too high? Does it sound good? And I'm just going to kind of go with what the majority says here. Because Michelle D said, is the audio super low? Oh. It's a little quiet. How did it sound last week? Did it sound better when I did it before? Let me see. It should sound good. It should sound good. I don't know. That's um, I mean, I'm not talking directly into the microphone, um, like I normally do. Like when I read a story, this is how I read a story. It sounds like this. I guess I could talk like this while I'm talking to you guys too. I just didn't really feel the need to, you know. Okay, so I'm getting some responses here. Seems fine. Sounds good. Sounds good. Sounds louder this week. Okay. Huh. I don't know. I really don't know. I, even if somebody said, even if all of you said it sounds like crap and it's too low and fix it, I wouldn't know what to do. So it doesn't really matter, I guess. So my mom and my stepdad are in the chat right now. They are Tanya Simon and Wayne Simon. If you want to say hello to them, both amazing people. And thank you for being here, Mom, Wayne. I love you guys. So, what's everybody doing right now? What's everybody eating or drinking right now? I'm drinking Elijah Craig. It's my favorite whiskey, and a strawberry bubbly. What's everybody snacking on tonight? Jaden says I'm working. Does that mean that you're not snacking? Well, that sucks. Man, my chat is super, super delayed. Again, don't know what to do about that. As we keep doing this, because I do plan on doing this every week, I will try to figure out how to make them better. Every stream, I'll try to make it better. Ryan's got a nice stiff glass of water. That's great. That's wonderful. Nothing wrong with a glass of water. Natasha, Mountain Dew Code Red and oatmeal raisin cookies, and I'm vaping. It's a perfect night with you being live. Mountain Dew Code Red is one of my favorite sodas of all time. And oatmeal raisin cookies. Oh, man. Can I have some? Reaper of the Night, being scared. Thank you so much for all you do. What do you do? What do you use to edit your videos? So it really depends on which stage of editing I'm in. If I'm editing just audio, I usually just use Audacity. It's a software that I've been using for almost 10 years, and I'm just very, very familiar with it. And so I refuse to upgrade to better software like Reaper or any of the other, competitive type of audio softwares. I really like Audacity, even though it's on the lower end and it's free actually, but it still has tons of really, really useful tools. And I mean, I've created 288 videos with Audacity, so I'm not going to stop anytime soon. And for video, I use Wondershare Filmora. It's actually, I'm just very loyal to the stuff that I started with, to be honest. It's the video software that I started using with my very first video, and of course, their software has advanced over time, and so I've got probably the most recent version. I'm not sure. It's a very, very good video editing software. It's very affordable, and so if there's anybody in the chat that's thinking about creating YouTube videos or narrating stories or anything like that, I would highly recommend Audacity or Filmora. Both very, very good. Of course, there's better video editing software like Sony Vegas, and there's just so many, and there are so many that are technically better, but the learning curve is so steep, and it's just crazy confusing to learn how to use those things. And so I just kind of always stuck with what worked for me. Damn, that was a long answer to your question. I'm sorry. Let me jump back in the chat here. That's so awesome. Your parents like your story readings. Yeah, they're very, very supportive. They always have been since the very beginning. I have really, really wonderful parents. All right. So I'm going to take a vote now. I'm going to give it a second. If you want to hear me narrate a story, go ahead and type story in the chat. And if you want to engage with me in chat for a little bit longer, go ahead and type chat in the chat. Edwin says, asked, what made you realize this is something you wanted to do? Just curious. Honestly, it was just, I owe it all to Mr. Nightmare. Again, another story that I've told a million times. He just kind of urged he kind of urged his audience to create videos if they wanted to in his $1 million thank you video. I'm sorry, 1 million subscriber thank you video. And I was managing a Domino's when I created my YouTube channel in 2016, and I thought it would be fun. I just didn't have that much going on, and the rest is history, as they say. All right, so everybody said story. Everybody wants me to shut the hell up and read a story, so that's what I'm going to do. All right. You guys want me to burn up and melt in my sound booth, so that's what I'll do. I'm going to have to close the door. Man, this is going to suck. Ugh. All right. And just like last week, let's not forget to press record before I begin, right? And let's take a sip before I begin. Now, let's begin. After I press record. All right, we're recording. And so last week I was telling everybody that There was a long story that I had that I wanted to narrate for you all, but it was just too long, and so last week I wanted to do a few shorter ones, but this week I'm going to do it. Today I'm going to do it. It's going to be a longer story, but I'm going to cut it into two parts. So I'm going to read part 1 and then take a break, and then I'll read part 2. Sound good? All right. By Cosmic Orphan 2020. I live in the far north of Scotland, and disturbing things have washed ashore. For the past 2.5 years, I've been living in the far north of the Scottish Highlands. And when I say north, I mean as far north as you can possibly go. I live in a region called Caithness, in the small coastal town of Thurso, the northernmost town on the British mainland. I'd always dreamed of living in the Highlands. It seemed like the perfect escape from my gloomy hometown. In Yorkshire, England. So when my dad and his partner bought an old house up here, I jumped at the opportunity. They told me about the seals and otters in the river, dolphins and orcas in the sea. Dolphins and orcas in the sea, and even the northern lights that sometimes painted the night sky. It sounded magical. But not long after I arrived, I realized this wasn't the idyllic retreat I had imagined. Really living here, is nothing like a summer postcard. The cold, harsh coastal winds, the isolation, the strange energy in the air. This place doesn't feel alive. It feels like purgatory, and at times it feels cursed. That might sound like superstition, but I've seen things, disturbing things, that have washed up on shore, and each one has felt worse than the last. It started just a couple months after I moved here. I often explored the coastline with my dog, Macy, a small black and white border collie. One windy, rainy day, we followed a trail along the cliffs east of Thurso, beyond the ruins of an old castle. Down on the rocks, we came around a bend, and there, scattered across the bedrock, were dozens of dead seabirds. They were everywhere, as if they had fallen straight from the sky. I assumed they had crashed against the cliffs or had been swept into the sea by a storm. It felt eerie, like some kind of warning. I didn't want to press my luck, so I turned back. The next day, a woman with her young daughter and a dog that looked exactly like Macy, stopped me in the rain. She shouted across the road, warning me not to go toward the coast. There was a sign posted, warning about a bird flu outbreak. It was deadly to birds and contagious to dogs. I was immediately worried. Macy had sniffed some of the dead birds the day before. I thanked her and went to see the sign for myself. Sure enough, there it was, bright yellow, marked with biohazard symbols. I turned around, uneasy, already fearing the worst. Thankfully, Macy was fine. But what stuck with me wasn't just the warning, it was the woman. Her dog was identical to mine. She had come from the path I was heading toward. It felt like I was seeing a mirror version of myself, pulling away from something dangerous, like the universe had sent me an omen, disguised as a coincidence. A year later in the summer, Macy and I took a walk along Thurso's main beach. It stretches across the entire bay, covered in heaps of rotting seaweed that stink of sulfur and draw swarms of flies. Still, I loved that on clear days, you could see one of the Orkney Islands on the horizon, but on foggy days, it would vanish completely, like it had never existed. That day, Macy wandered off, nose to the ground, and stopped abruptly. I walked over to see what she had found, and lying atop the seaweed was a skeleton. I thought it was a sheep or a goat, probably from one of the farms on Orkney that had washed across the sea. But as I looked closer, I felt something shift in my stomach. The top half of the body was clean bone, polished and picked white, but the bottom half was intact. Wet gray fur clung to muscular legs. The hooves were still there. The flesh was fresh. The way it was laid out disturbed me most of all. Arms and legs splayed wide, almost human in form, with the skeletal torso and the goat-like lower half. It resembled something unholy. It reminded me of Baphomet. It looked like a symbol, a warning, something ancient or worse, intentional. And once again, I couldn't shake the feeling that this was more than just something washed ashore. It felt like an omen. And not long after that day, my personal life took a dark turn. What happened? I won't get into, but I can say this. That skeleton was the last moment of calm before everything around me fell apart. Holy crap, I am sweating like crazy right now. Is everybody still there? You know, for a minute there, I almost forgot that I was live streaming. I just got so into it. I just jumped right back in the chat. I can see some funny stuff already. Oh, man. Oh, the fan. The fan. The fan. Whoever invented fans. Elk is here. Elk is my number one fan. I'm not joking. I am not joking. Elk is my number one fan, and she's been my number one fan for many years. Thank you so much for being here. And yes, I will drink lots of water. I have to. I have to at my age. I really feel it if I don't. Truly. If you don't drink a lot of water as you get older, it screws everything else up. It sucks. So for the people that joined recently, I want to say welcome to the chat. Super chat donations are very, very appreciated, not expected. And they do get priority if you do a super chat. If you ask me a question, I will make sure I answer it. And for the rest of you, I'm really doing the best I can, but unfortunately, I just can't respond to everybody. I just can't. Mel says, my husband and I love listening to your stories on road trips. Well, thank you so much. That sounds really cool. Scary stories on road trips. Natasha liked that story. Yeah, you want to know how it ends? Well, there's a part two, and I'm going to be reading it in just a little bit. Oh, man. I'm like really, really hungry right now. And my family downstairs ordered food and they're like eating right now. And I know they're enjoying the hell out of it. Oh, and I'm so hungry and I'm so jealous. But I will spare you guys the sound of me eating while I'm doing the live stream. I'm so tempted to share the text that my wife just sent me, but I won't. I won't. I think she would get legitimately kind of irritated if I did. If she wants to, she can go ahead and do that in the chat, but I'm not going to do it. I want to, but I won't do it. My mom says, well, then I am your number 2 fan. You've always been my number 1 fan in life. You know that. Everything I've ever done, you've always been my biggest supporter. But Elk has been there every single video, always commenting for years now. I have to give her that honor, my number 1 fan. So I really want to know, what is everybody doing tonight, today, wherever you're at? What's going on? How was your day? How was your night? Oh, better yet, please type in the chat where you're from. I really, really want to know. I saw somebody earlier say they were from Ireland, somebody from Jamaica, which blows my mind. Unreal. Nick, I really appreciate you, my friend, and I love you too, brother. I love you too. Huntron, my first super chat of the night. Thank you so much. That is very sweet of you, and I really appreciate the support very much. Thank you very, very much. Katana says, I'm from Massachusetts. Very cool. Oh, I love Massachusetts. I love it. Long Island. Nice. California. That's where I'm from. Born in Florida, lived most of my life in Tennessee. Very cool. Both of these states are awesome. Detroit. Very cool. I've got a lot of family in Michigan. I'm proud to say. San Antonio. Nice, nice. I've been to Texas one time, and it was pretty exciting. Pretty cool. Born in Jamaica, raised and lived in New York City. Very cool. North Dakota. Brazil. Wow. Yes, I'm more impressed by the the international ones. Virginia, currently in Wisconsin. Travel the U.S. on an 18-wheeler. Been all over. Wow, that's incredible. Are you serious? That's really cool. The Netherlands. Oh my goodness, that's really freaking cool. I love it. I love it. And Deborah, thank you so much for being here. Ryan, Donna Lee, Jennifer, Natasha, Chandra, Casper, Nick, Holly Ann, Pennsylvania. Got some family there too. That's where my dad grew up. Really cool. God, I want to read the rest of that story. I truly want to know how it ends myself. and I think it's going to be a really great addition to my next video. But closing the door on this damn booth, it's like, ugh. It's like shutting the door inside of an oven. Jaden, where in California are you? I'm around Sacramento. Yeah, northern Sacramento. Or I'm sorry, northern California. Mr. Marauder from England. Very cool. I've gotten to know England pretty well in the last year. I'm producing a film that should be coming out in theaters January, February called Gale Yellow Brick Road. It's a horror version, like kind of spin on The Wizard of Oz. But it's not going to be, you know, it's not going to be silly like Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. It actually has some heart. It has a good story. It's got great characters, and you're really going to care about the story. You're going to take it seriously. And all of my cast and crew, all of them, are from England. And so I had the pleasure of visiting England in October last year to be on set of the film. And it was unbelievable. I really can't even put into words how unbelievable that was. That whole experience. I think we landed in Heathrow, and then in the morning we took, I think, like 6 or 7 trains from London out into the middle of nowhere, England. And I'm saying, like, I'm not, when I say in the middle of nowhere, we got off the train, me and my business partner Chris, and we tried to get an Uber. We were standing on the side of the road in this little town. I can't even remember what it was called. And we tried to get an Uber, and we couldn't because no one there knew what that was. That is how crazy deep into England we were. These small towns with like population like 50 people. It was unbelievable. And the filming location that we were at for the film was this ridiculously amazing place. Man, I really like talking about it. It was really, really fun. And so, yeah, that film will be out early next year. And then we will begin work on the sequel, which is going to be very exciting. I'm going to hop back in the chat here. So I'm noticing, I just realized, I was wondering, how come some people in the chat's name are highlighted green? And it's because they are channel members. I'm pretty sure that's what that means. Jennifer Mountain, thank you for being here. Can't wait to see the film. The short film was awesome. Well, thank you very much. Thank you, thank you. It has been the biggest project of my entire life, and I want it to be successful more than anything. American Werewolf in England, right? Yes. You know, the original American Werewolf film is American Werewolf in London. One of my favorites. Terrifying, classic. Such a good film. But at the beginning of the film, they're like in this like rural type of area, aren't they? I can't remember where the hell they were at the beginning of the film when one of the friends gets attacked. Spoiler alert. If you haven't seen it, it's been out for like 40 years, so you should watch that movie. It's really good. I might actually watch that one tonight. It's a really good film. Every single night, I stay up and watch TV. After my family goes to bed, I like to watch a scary movie. Usually a scary movie. Sometimes something else. Every now and then I'll do a comedy or something, but last night I did Smile 2, and it's the second time that I saw that one, and oh my gosh. If you guys haven't seen Smile or Smile 2, those films are scary. Mom, Wayne, if you're listening right now, Smile and Smile 2. Watch those movies. They are scary. Fern Witch says, thank you for being here. Says, been suffering from insomnia lately, and your videos are the only thing I can listen to. Thank you so much for your hard work and amazing videos. Well, thank you so much for that. Yeah, it really, really means a lot that I can help people. I never imagined in a million years that I would have that kind of impact, and to read something like that means the world to me. Thank you so much. Elk, thank you so much for your support. I wish I was in America to watch your films. Gale will be a great success. Well, Elk, I'm not really sure where you live. I'm not sure if you've ever told me, but the plan is to put the film into a theatrical release throughout the entire world. So hopefully you'll get a chance to go see it. Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. Ryan Sanchez, we appreciate the dedication. Thank you very much. And at this point, I am daydreaming about what food is downstairs waiting for me. And I'm really trying my best to be healthy. And I'm 39 years old. I'm going to be 40 next year. And I'm trying not to eat past 7 p.m. because, I guess it's unhealthy to do that. So I'm trying not to, and it's 8:07 p.m. now. So I'm struggling because I'm really hungry. And Elk is right. I should have eaten before the live stream. But I was trying to get some work done and I didn't. And I'm going to try to stay strong and just not eat because it's not healthy to eat past 7 p.m. That's what they say, at least. How do you guys feel about that? Oh my God. Did you see what my wife said? That's what's waiting for me. She did that on purpose. She's trying to screw me up and cancel this thing early. But I'm not going to. It's not going to happen. Donna Lee, is it bad that I also love American Werewolf in Paris? You know what? I do too. I love that movie. I love that movie. My mom actually took me to see it. My mom's in the chat right now, and she took me to see that movie when I was 11 years old. Mom, do you remember that? Do you remember that? We went to go see American Werewolf in Paris. I love that movie. It's really corny, but back then, I don't know. As an 11-year-old, you're not too critical of things. And so the CGI, like when they turned into the werewolves in that movie, was freaking awesome. That movie's so cool. See, everybody. It's just a family. It's just a big family in here. I've got my wife, my mom, my stepdad, such good friends. My number one fan, Elk, who feels like just a sister to me. Bobby King. I mean, come on now. Come on now. That's how it's always been, huh? With my channel, with my comment section. I feel very blessed. I can hear my little boy downstairs just being crazy like he always is. All right. Well, I think I should probably read part 2 of that story. Man, I'm getting tired. To be honest, I'm getting tired. I'm old. I know that they're all like, all the other scary story narrators are there's so many of them now. It's so crazy to me. I feel like 9 years ago when I started, um there wasn't that many, maybe like 50. There's hundreds now. Hundreds. And they're all doing scary stories told in the rain. Don't ever forget who did it first. It was me. It was me. It truly was me. But I don't have the energy like I did back then. Stay up all night, live stream, put out videos all the time. It's tiring, truly. But I won't stop. I'm trying to think about um, what the hell did I say I was going to talk about? Oh yeah, I was gonna explain how I came up with the name Being Scared for my channel, but I think I'm gonna wait until after I finish part 2 of this story, and then I'll explain that. I think that's a solid plan. What do you guys think? Man, I've got some serious supporters in here. When somebody says Rainy Night Society, I know they've been around for a while. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm seeing everything you're saying. All of the kindness. It means the world. The world. All right. I got to close the door on this thing. It's going to start freaking melting in here again. That's fine. I can do that. I'll do that for you. All right. We'll do it. Nick, I don't remember that story, my friend. I apologize. I read a lot of stories all the time. Go ahead and email it to me, beingscared86@gmail.com. Put in the subject line in bold, Nick Zano, and I will read it and I will respond to you. Okay? All right. All right. Let's do this. I'm going to close the door. Oh, man. It's getting dark though. It shouldn't be that hot anymore, right? It should be okay. Right? Ugh. All right, door's closed. Sip of water. Let's make sure that we're recording. All right. Part 2. Six months later, it was winter. I was still reeling from what had happened in my personal life. The aftermath of that omen was still fresh, but I had reached a turning point. I had just ended a long-distance relationship, and for the first time in a long time, I felt like I could breathe again. So on Boxing Day, I packed a lunch, grabbed my coat, and set off alone on a long hike. The cliff trail east of Thurso is rugged and beautiful, but also treacherous. I started at 6 a.m. and walked all day. As the sun began to set, I stumbled across something unexpected. What looked like a ghost town. It was an abandoned port settlement, crumbling stone houses scattered across the landscape, and the ruins of an ancient, round tower. I later learned it was the Castletown Heritage Center, a forgotten little tourist spot. I had walked so far. I was now about 10 miles from Thurso. Beyond the settlement stood the towering cliffs of Dunnet Bay. They were enormous compared to the ones I had already hiked. My legs ached, but I was determined to reach them before turning back. That was my mistake. By the time I reached the edge of the bay, it was pitch black. I knew I had to head back. Retracing my steps on the cliff trail at night would be dangerous, especially with the tide rising. I turned around and passed back through the ghost town, now lit only by my phone's flashlight. That's when I noticed the van. A small white van had pulled up. 3 or 4 young men were standing around a trash can. They were burning something. I couldn't tell what it was. Every time I looked back, one of them was staring at me. I hurried on. Leaving the town behind, I tried to follow my own footprints back along the beach. It was so dark, I could barely see. Then, ahead of me, I saw something. A silhouette. It looked like a boulder at first. I wasn't sure. I got closer. Still no shape I could recognize. My flashlight wasn't strong enough to reach it. I nudged it with my foot. It was soft. Startled, I backed up and finally shined my light on it, and what I saw stopped me cold. It was a seal pup. Dead. Its body was mostly intact, except for one thing. It had a massive bite taken out of it. The wound was almost circular and far too clean. But worse. Far worse. The pup was missing its skull. Not its head. Its skull. The skin was there. Empty. Like something had slipped the bone out from inside. And then I found another. The same size, the same shape, the same wound, the same missing skull. I know orcas hunt seals in these waters, and some say their bodies can tumble in the surf and lose their heads. Others blame scavengers. Maybe those are the answers, but both of them? The same shape? The same size? Same wound? The same eerie absence of bone? It didn't feel natural. It didn't feel random. And while I don't believe this was an omen, I do believe it meant something. Something about this place. I have lived here for 2.5 years now, and I don't think I'll be here much longer. I have seen so much beauty here, but also so much death. So many reminders that the edges of the world are not peaceful. They are unsettling. They are where lost things drift, sometimes literally and sometimes not. People come here from all over. Many leave. Some never do. Some come here to disappear, to hide. Some are sent here. Ex-cons, drifters, people with nowhere else to go. It's cold. It's dark. And for many, it feels like the last stop before the end. If you ever visit, do it in the summer. Stay near the light. Stay near people. But if you have demons of your own, if you're running from something, whatever you do, stay away. Whoa. That was a nice little ending, huh? Got that fan going again. Thank God. That actually wasn't as bad as the first part. My wife's texting me. She's so funny. Did everybody enjoy that story? Yes or no? Be honest. I thought it was pretty good. You know, if I had to rate it, and I always do a scale of 1 to 10. I'm not one of those weird people that does 1 to 5 and, 1 to 10. I would say that's probably a 7, 6.5, maybe, right? What do you guys think? Let's rate that one. So Tiffany says, I only caught the second part. That's fine because I will edit it to make it sound a lot better than it just did. And I will put it in my next video, which will be coming out on Sunday evening. You can listen to it there, the whole thing. Damn. Okay, so 8, 9, 7. Okay, it was pretty good, right? It was pretty good. My stepdad says that stay away. Nice. You like that ending? That was pretty good. I like that. Nine, 7.5. My stepdad says it's a solid 10. My mom says it's a 9. Donna Lee says 7.5. Okay. So, you guys liked it more than I did. I liked it. Don't get me wrong, I did. I'd put it at a 7. Solid 7. So, if you guys can recall, I really would like to know, what was your favorite story that you've heard on my channel? And yeah, I know there's been a million of them. So if you can't think of it, I understand. I definitely have my favorite, and I've always stuck by this, and it's definitely the old woman that hides in the guy's house. Um, it's just the scariest story I've ever heard. God, I hope somebody makes that a short film someday. And I suppose I should be the one to do that, huh? Since nobody else is. The violin one, dude, I know what you're talking about. That one was good. That one was really, really good. Bobby, is that the one um, where somebody was hearing somebody play the violin like outside, like night after night, and then they like peeked outside, and then they could see someone like watching them over the fence or something like that? Oh man, it's I can't remember exactly. That's the one, right? They could hear it in their neighborhood. We have 105 people. That's pretty cool. Pretty freaking cool. Everybody, welcome to the stream. All the new people, welcome to the stream. Bobby says the one about the priest and the kid in the confessional. Oh gosh, I don't remember that one. I don't really. I don't think I want to remember that one. Yeah, Bobby, that one was good, man. That one was scary. Donna Lee says, I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's the one where the kids thought their dad was in the when his was in his tool shed, heard his radio playing and everything. Oh, I don't know. I don't remember that one. I truly don't remember that one. Hmm. So, I have a really, really great question for everybody. What is the last movie everybody watched? The last movie. Doesn't need to be a scary movie, any movie. Any movie. Mitch says, "Tell a story, bruh." And I will. I will. I've got one more. It's not that long. It's a good one, and I will do one more. Bobby King, The Devil's Rejects, classic. Love it. Love it. How could you not love Rob Zombie? So creative, genius. Phantasm 2, Super Troopers, Wolfman, Happy Madison 2. Do you mean Happy Gilmore 2? I just watched Happy Gilmore 2 a few days ago. I thought it was good. You know, everybody's a critic these days, and I thought everybody just kind of tore it apart. I didn't think it was bad. I thought it was funny. It made me laugh multiple times. Everybody's when they watch the movie, when everybody watches a movie nowadays, especially a sequel, when it's a sequel to a classic like Happy Gilmore, you're judging the hell out of it, and it's not necessary. Just take it for what it is. You know, I thought it was good, but it doesn't seem like many people thought that. Final Destination, the first Final Destination with Devon Sawa, nice, says Jaden. Great movie. Um, a Normal Woman, Willard, Hatfields and McCoys, nice. Final Destination, that's the second one. Second Final Destination in the chat. Christmas and Evergreen. I've never heard of that one. It's a Hallmark movie. Okay. I like Christmas romance, type of movies like that. Maximum Overdrive, Sinners. I started watching Sinners last night. So I was laying on my couch and I was getting ready to watch a movie, and I saw Sinners, and I clicked it because I heard that it was just incredible. And so I clicked Sinners, and I let about 15 seconds of it play. And then I stopped it because I saw that it was like over 2 hours long. And I was like, I can't do this. It was like 11:30 at night. Like, there's no way. I was already kind of tired, so I was like, I'm just going to watch some YouTube videos. But I need to watch that one, though. And this was after I watched Smile 2. Mitch, do you have a cool fisherman story? I wish I did, especially to go along with I Know What You Did Last Summer releasing a couple weeks ago. See, now my wife is mad. My wife is mad. But I didn't really try. I only watched it for like 15 seconds. And it's over 2 hours. When the hell are you going to have time to watch a 2-hour movie? Over 2-hour movie. Scooby-Doo and the Reluctant Werewolf. What is that? Did you just make that up? Tiffany's laughing. Yep, I did get busted. Oh well. It's okay. She'll forgive me. She always does. She knows that I can't stop watching stuff. I didn't watch it. I watched 15 seconds. And the real reason that I didn't watch it, like I didn't mention this before, but it's because I realized that I have to watch it with my wife because she expressed interest in watching that one, and she told me that she really wanted to watch it. And so I remembered that, and I turned it off, and I was like, no, sir. I'm not going to watch this without my wife. And I watched some YouTube videos about PlayStation 2 games instead. Saving Private Ryan. Yes. Now we're talking. I mean, if we're going to talk about Spielberg, man, I could talk about Spielberg films. Saving Private Ryan is so good. Man, I need to watch that one again. It's been like a couple years. It wasn't a recovery. It wasn't a save. It was the truth. Knock it off. My mom says 28 years later. Haven't seen that one yet. It got pretty mixed reviews, but I do want to see it. And Jaden says Titanic is over 2 hours, and you're right. You're right about that. But Titanic is Titanic, all right? We're not going to put Titanic on the same level as some random brand new movie called Sinners. I mean, are you out of your mind? It's Titanic, okay? If I'm going to watch Titanic, I know what I'm getting into. I know that I'm about to watch one of the best movies ever made. Sinners is not one of the best movies ever made. I'm sure it's really good. I'm sure it is, and I will watch it. But Titanic, bro? Titanic? Come on now. Mitch, you're going to get booted out of this chat, dude. Don't start with me now. Titanic is not blah. Titanic is one of the best movies in the world. Donald Lee says, whoa. Gonna have to disagree. That's okay. You can disagree. You're wrong, but that's okay. Bobby King, last show you watched. It was either an episode of Breaking Bad or American Ninja. No, Alone. Alone. I watched an episode Alone today. And my wife really, really wants to sleep on the couch tonight. she just really wants to sleep on the couch. And you know what? She's probably going to be like, "Yeah, that'd be fine. I might get a good night's sleep." Because we have two huge dogs that are just all constantly just laying all over us and making it to where we can't stretch out. So it would probably be a nice change for her. You guys better stop talking crap about Titanic. You're going to piss me off. All right? Alone is so good. If you guys haven't seen Alone, such a good show. Breaking Bad. Bobby, come on now, dude. Breaking Bad, so awesome. One of my favorite shows for sure. It's the best. There's only one show that's better than Breaking Bad. Let's all say it together, okay? All right. It's 3 words. Let's all say it together. Are you ready? Game of Thrones. Yes. Applause, everybody. Yes. We all are in agreement. Game of Thrones is the best show in the world ever made. Breaking Bad is right underneath it. And then right underneath that is probably Spartacus. And then right underneath that is probably Dexter, except for the last couple seasons, honestly. And I haven't watched the newest stuff with Dexter yet. I don't know if I ever will, honestly. This is so much fun. I love interacting with you guys every week. I'm going to do this again next Thursday. You can count on it. My wife says, "Did you see they are releasing a new Spartacus spinoff?" Yes. You actually sent me the link to it a couple days ago, and I looked at it, and I was super excited, and then forgot about it, and we didn't even talk about it. So as soon as I'm done with this stream, I'll go downstairs and try not to eat the delicious food that you ordered, and we'll talk about the Spartacus spinoff that's coming out. House of Asher is what it's called. Looks really cool. Bobby, leave. Leave now. Have you lost your mind? Bobby, I'm not even joking, dude. What is the matter with you? I thought you were a real one, bro. Game of Thrones. Watch it now. Episode 1, 2, 3, 4 tonight. It's on Max. Oh, I'm sorry. They changed it back to HBO Max. They were HBO Max, and then they changed it to Max, thinking that was edgy and cool, but then they realized that it wasn't. And then now they're HBO Max again. And that's where you can watch Game of Thrones. So if you don't have a subscription to HBO Max, go ahead and get that and start binging that show immediately. Okay? You owe it to yourself. I'm not even going to say you owe it to me, bro. Game of Thrones, dude. Oh my gosh. My wife is loving it. Even though, no, I'm going to give her credit. My wife really, really does love Game of Thrones. Not as much as I do, but she really likes it. But she's probably really enjoying all these people saying that they don't like Game of Thrones and they don't like Titanic. Because she knows that it's just making me grind my teeth. How could you not get into Game of Thrones, Jaden? It's so good, man. It's so good. You have to give it some time. After the first season, after episode 9, it's impossible for you not to be completely invested. It starts slow, I'll give you that. Honestly, my wife and I tried to watch it years ago, like baby, when was that? It was like 2016, 2017. We tried to watch it. We watched like episode 1, 2, 3, and it was a struggle. But then eventually, like I want to say like episode 5, 6, it. And then after episode 9, after the first season, you're into it. There's no turning back. It's so good. It just gets better and better and better. How come nobody in the chat is defending me right now? There's 100 people in this freaking stream right now, and no one's going to defend me on Game of Thrones and how amazing it is? Come on. It's a 10 out of 10. Bobby says he's going to watch it after the stream. He's lying. He's not. He's not going to watch it. He's going to go to Taco Bell and get a really nice Taco Bell order, and then he's going to go home and watch Workaholics. Am I right? Tell me I'm wrong, dude. I'm wrong. Workaholics is awesome, dude. Also a really, really good show. Elk. See, she's my number one fan for a reason. She knows Game of Thrones is the best show ever made. Yes, Tiffany, have you watched House of Dragons? Yes, I have. But I have not seen the whole thing. And honestly, I wasn't that impressed, to be honest. It was good. It's just, I don't know. It just wasn't Game of Thrones. And I would just rather watch Game of Thrones. I'm one of those people in the world that really love to rewatch things. I love to rewatch movies. I love to rewatch TV shows. And my wife gives me hell for it all the time. But I want you guys to know that my wife is, I'm teasing her a bunch in this stream, but she is the most supportive wife ever. We wouldn't be doing this stream right now if it wasn't for her. If she didn't tell me that what I was doing wasn't worth something. She's been the most supportive wife in the whole world, and I like to tease her, and sometimes we don't agree on things like Titanic, but she has always told me that I should keep going everything that I'm doing. And she says I love Game of Thrones. I can't rewatch it like you do, but I do love it. Well, you should. You should rewatch it. Because it's the best show ever made. And it's honestly about time that I rewatch it again. My stepdad says rewatching is necessary. It just is. God damn it. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that in the live stream, but he's so right. It is necessary to rewatch. It's like looking at a painting. It's like looking at a gorgeous painting. You're not going to just look at it once. You hang a painting in your house, some art that you really, really enjoy looking at, so you can look at it as many times as possible, right? Why does it need to be different with watching movies and TV shows? And movies and TV shows, in my opinion, are the greatest form of art ever created. I mean, I have firsthand experience now being on set of a feature film that's going to be in theaters next year. The amount of work, the amount of people that go into making this happen is unreal. Unreal. And when you finally watch a finished product like Titanic, can you people comprehend? I'm not trying to offend you. I'm actually asking you. Can you comprehend how many people went into making that movie, Titanic. It's staggering. Thousands of people. It's unbelievable. And so when you watch the final product and you can watch it, it's 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 unbelievable. It's mind-blowing to me what people are capable of doing when they create a movie or a TV show like Breaking Bad. I mean, are you serious? That show is so incredible. And the acting ability of some people. I mean, like Bryan Cranston, Aaron Paul. Unbelievable. I have a story about Aaron Paul, by the way. I'll get to that in just a minute. Bobby says Titanic is a 10 out of 10. Thank you. Thank you, my friend. You can stay. You can stay. My wife says, Wayne, do you know how often he rewatches it? And my stepdad says, apparently quite often. And yeah, let me give you the answer. Once a year. Once a year I rewatch it. And it ended in 2019, if that tells you anything. I've seen the entire series at least 8 times. And I will watch it a 9th very soon because it's that good. Talking about Game of Thrones again, by the way. Jaden says, have you been to the Titanic Museum? Actually, yeah. I'm not sure if I've been to the one you're talking about, but my wife and I were actually in Vegas in early 2020. And I mean like right before the big the big sick happened in 2020. And we went to Vegas and we went to the Lux. I think it was the Lux hotel, and they had like a really cool Titanic exhibit museum thing. They actually had pieces of the Titanic and all kinds of really cool stuff, and it was unreal. It was so amazing. Really, really cool. Bobby, dude, are you? I'm really wondering why you just dropped that movie, dude. That's one of my favorite movies. Did you know, Bobby? Why did you just drop Sling Blade, man? Did you know that you can't watch Sling Blade? It's not available on any streaming service. You can't buy it on Amazon Prime Video. You can't watch it anywhere unless it recently changed. I don't know. But you can't watch Sling Blade anywhere. One of my favorite movies. Billy Bob Thornton. Oh my God, man. One of the best actors in the world. Top 10 easy. So good, man. Such a good movie. You can't watch that. You can't watch Sling Blade unless you've got the DVD or the Blu-ray. I'm not joking. Look it up if you don't believe me. Go to Google and type in, where can I watch Sling Blade? And you will reach a dead end. You can't watch it. Bobby, email me that Reddit link immediately. I swear, man, in the last 6 months, I was trying to figure out where I could watch that movie. I'm not joking. True Blood, yes, very, very good. My wife's one of my wife's favorite. Such a good show. All right, so I've got actually one more story here. I don't want to miss it. Hang on. Yeah, it's a shorter one. Should I do it? You guys want me to do one more story before we call it quits tonight? Because I am getting pretty tired. What do you guys think? One more story? Keep talking. I know we're having a lot of fun in here, so what would you prefer? All right, so everybody is clearly saying no. No more stories. I hate the stories. No more. Just keep talking. Just keep blabbering about movies. See? I mean, I've got everybody saying, yes, Kay, we're ready. Yes, one more story. Yes, one more. Yes, please. Thank you. Yes, please. Let's do it. Yes, please. Okay, so we'll just keep doing the chat then. All right? If that's what you guys really want, that's what we'll do. We'll just do the chat. No more stories. All right, well, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and end the live stream now. And I want to thank you all for coming. I'm just kidding. Some of you are probably just like, dude, what? We just said yes. Read another story. We're going to read one more story. 1 second. All right. Getting set up here. One more story, you guys. And then we're all going to have a wonderful evening. Let's not forget to hit record. Bam. There we go. All right. This story is by Apex Vipress. This just happened yesterday during church. My mom, my oldest brother, and I all consider ourselves to be discerning people, not only in the sense of reading others, but in the sense of knowing if something is wrong spiritually. It affects us mentally, and we might feel anxious, fearful, or stressed when it happens. My family and I are not in any way new to the paranormal realm, and have many stories of encountering things. Shadow people, demons, ghosts, whatever you want to call them. It's never pleasant seeing one. I recall being told a story by my mom about a time when her and my oldest brother were watching TV in the living room together. When out of nowhere, a dark figure ran out from the hallway and ducked behind the couch. Did you see that? My brother asked. And that's when my mom realized she wasn't seeing things. But since my second oldest brother liked being silly and doing stuff like that to scare us or make us laugh, my mom called out for him. He was in his room. To shift back to what I said in my first sentence, and the main reason why I'm writing all this, here's what happened. Not too far away from the small town I live in is another small town with a church my family decided to check out one day. We've been searching for a church to continuously go to and possibly become a member of, and today was our second time going, and my first. We drove through gloomy weather for about 20 minutes before finally arriving. The main area was well lit with chandeliers hanging from wooden ceilings. The main area was well lit with chandeliers hanging from a wooden ceiling, and we found our seats in an area of the room with an adequate amount of chairs to suit our family. My mom, dad, and I sat in the 3 connected chairs. Then my 3 brothers sat on the chairs. Then my three brothers sat on the Then my 3 brothers sat on the 3 chairs in front of us. Behind us was a wall, and about 3 to 5 chairs with one singular chair in the Behind us was a wall, and about 3 to 5 chairs with one singular chair in the corner to my left. The service was fine, aside from the fact that I could barely see the pastor the entire time. But I guess that's what happens when you sit in the back. To step back a little, a few minutes after we arrived and found our seats, I noticed a woman sitting in the chair in the corner. I glanced at her for a moment, but not enough to decipher what she was wearing or what clothes she had on. I remember feeling sad for her and thinking, that woman is sitting by herself. But since I am too shy to invite anyone to sit with us or to smile at someone in the middle of a church service to let them know that I see them, I remained facing forward, and throughout almost the entire time, I heard what sounded like a grocery bag being fiddled with. Now, if you're trying to get something out of the bag, it shouldn't take you more than 2 minutes, right? But this seemed like it was going on forever. I didn't look back as to avoid being disrespectful or looking judgmental, but it was kind of bothering me. At the end of the service, my family stood up, and I turned around to look at the lady, because by now she'd been leaving or getting ready to leave, and probably wouldn't notice me looking at her. But she wasn't there. There was no one there. And if they left, we would have seen them leave or heard them walking behind us. There was never anyone there. I remember after everyone gathered in a separate room to eat together, I told my mom about it. She looked confused but connected to my story by saying she did feel a sense of fear while we were sitting there, something she didn't feel the last time. I find it strange because I didn't feel anything. I only thought it was a woman sitting by herself. But the uneasiness only hit when I realized whatever was behind me was not human. Ooh, that was a good one. Creepy. Very, very creepy. What do you guys think? So I opened the door. I've got the fan on me again. Ugh. I'm not joking. It gets hot up here in the Northern California summers. Justin says, if I get chilling, does that give me your movies like Yellow Brick Road? Yes, it does indeed. If you sign up and get chilling right now for $5.99 a month, you can start a free trial for 7 days to see if you like it before you pay anything. And you can watch the short film which inspired the feature film, which is Gale, Stay Away from Oz. And I'm pretty confident that after watching that short film, you'll be pretty excited about the feature film that's coming out next year. So everybody, I want to thank you for being at the stream. And this time, I'm not joking. I'm tired, and I need to attend to my family and go check out what food is down there, even though it's now 9 o'clock and there's no way in hell that I should be eating anything. Bobby, I did see your email. Thank you, and I'll check that out. And Natasha, was the first story about the woman and the doll outside your house really true? Yes. Natasha, was the story about the woman and the doll outside your house really true? Yes, that did happen. That was in, you can ask my wife, that really did happen. Baby, are you still in the chat? Confirm. That did happen. That was when we left our previous town that we lived in And one day I left to go get some groceries, and it was kind of a normal thing for me to exit through the garage because it was just way more convenient. And so one day I walked to the garage door, I hit the garage door button, and it opened. And when I walked into the driveway, there was two people standing in my driveway right there, right in front of me. They were very, very large people, and they were dressed very weird. I really don't know how to explain it. It was just, they just looked unusual. And they asked me if I could give them a ride somewhere. And they're standing in my driveway. I was so taken aback by that. And I was like, no, I have to leave. I have to go somewhere else. And I lied. They asked me if I could give them a ride to the store, which is exactly where I was going. But I said no, because I'm not crazy and I'm not stupid and I didn't know what they were capable of. So I told them, no, I can't do that. I'm sorry. And I realized that the woman was kind of like chattering to her baby. And then throughout the little conversation that we had that lasted about 60 seconds or so, she eventually showed me that the baby was a doll. It was fake. And she was talking to it like it was real. So obviously these, stepping aside from the scary story kind of stuff that I always do, these people were probably mentally challenged in some way, but it didn't really seem like that. The man that was talking to me was speaking clearly. The woman spoke clearly, and it was just extremely weird. And so I closed the garage door and I told them no, and the man actually got mad at me, like visibly mad. And so I just told him, no, I can't do that. I have to leave. And so I got in my car and started the engine, and they started to walk away. And when I pulled out of the driveway, I drove away. And as soon as I turned a corner, I called my wife and I told her what just happened. And I told her to lock the doors and stuff. And she did. And it's absolutely true. It really did happen. And I went to the store and I only grabbed like 2 or 3 things that we needed for dinner, I think, that night. And then when I came back, I was driving back and I saw them walking down the road toward me. And as I was passing them, the man stepped into the street to try to block me. Like he stepped into the middle of the road, and I just drove around him and I just drove home. Never saw them again. Absolutely true story. Totally weird. Actually did happen. Really weird. I actually called the non-emergency police line too and told them about it, and they said they would drive around and take a look around. But yeah, super weird. No clue. I had never seen them before, and I never saw them again. Yeah. I did narrate that story. I put it on my channel, I think either like once or twice. And I posted it on Reddit. And because I narrate stories for a living, and that's what I've done for a long time, people didn't believe that it was real. They thought that I made it up and it was fiction. It really did happen. It really did. All right, everybody. Well, I'm going to call it quits now. I'm going to say goodnight, but you can see me. I'm going to do another stream next Thursday. And I look forward to seeing you all again. And we'll do some more stories. We'll make it a regular thing. How does that sound? Good? Yes? All right. Well, I love you all. Thank you for being here with me tonight. I hope you have a great evening. And I'm going to try to shoot for a next Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time, the same as this one. Thank you for being here. And now, let's begin.